As we've been discussing in multiple recent videos, Donald Trump has effectively declared war on his own damn party to try to pressure them into abolishing the filibuster, which would enable him, with a simple majority, to pass a massive agenda to try to lock the Democrats out of power permanently. Some Republicans have folded under this pressure campaign, other Republicans are resisting. And recently, Trump took his biggest escalatory step yet in the war he declared on his own party by posting a video address, a 3.5-minute video address excoriating the Republicans and saying that, hey, we need to screw the Democrats, and publicly pressuring Republicans to bend to his will. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends. So Mediaite reported on this, quote, "Don't you understand that? Trump demands Senate GOP leader end filibuster so they can, quote, screw the Democrats. Screw the Democrats." Donald Trump demanded the Senate Republicans end the filibuster amid the ongoing government shutdown. Trump had previously called for an end to the Senate custom, but on Wednesday, he gave his most forceful and detailed case against it. In a 3.5-minute video posted to Truth Social, Trump began by commending Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker Mike Johnson for doing a great job, but called on Thune to eliminate the filibuster. Okay, and here's a screenshot of Trump on Truth Social. This is his official Truth Social account posting this 3.5-minute video called End the Filibuster. And we're going to play it. Now, it looks like the video itself is not actually Trump, but an AI depiction of Trump. Okay, but given that Trump posted the video, he's clearly endorsing what the video says. So keep that in mind. Here we go.
Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson are doing a great job. But the Democrats are crazed lunatics that have lost all sense of wisdom and reality. It's a sick form of the now legendary Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, that only comes from losing too much. They want trillions of dollars to be taken from the healthcare system and given to others who are not deserving. People who have come into our country illegally, many from prisons and mental institutions. This will hurt American citizens, and Republicans will not let that happen. It's now time for the Republicans to play their trump card and go for what's called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. We can make our country so strong, so great. We can do all the things that we wanted to do. Just a short while ago, the Democrats, while in power, fought for 3 years to do this, but were unable to pull it off because of Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona. Never have the Democrats fought so hard to do something because they knew the tremendous strength in terminating the filibuster and everything.
The filibuster. I mean, again, this AI is pretty impressive, right? I mean, it's got Trump's cadence. It's just a little too fast and a little too smooth. He stumbles and stammers over his words a bit more, but otherwise the tone and the, gestures and all of that, pretty damn lifelike, which is actually quite terrifying. But again, Trump posted this video. He clearly endorses and co-signs it. I will point out before we continue that it is true that Democrats under President Biden for voting rights legislation did argue for doing a nuclear carve-out for the filibuster, not abolishing it wholesale, but for this specific type of legislation. Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin refused. I think they attempted to do so again for a federal abortion bill. They refused to do the same thing. So again, both sides have made exceptions to the filibuster, and Trump is saying, I want to get rid of the whole damn thing, so basically we can lock Democrats out of power forever, as he'll explain here.
That would give them. They wanted to do it so badly. We have a chance to do it now and to make our country great again. They want to substantially expand the United States Supreme Court, make Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico states, thereby automatically picking up 4 Senate seats, many House seats, and at least 8 electoral votes, and many other highly destructive things for them.
It's highly destructive for Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. to have actual representation in the legislature. I thought this country was founded on the notion that there should be no taxation without representation. Oh, they're liberals? They would help liberals out? Oh, fuck yeah, tax away and don't represent. That's the conservative mentality. And listen, I do agree that we should expand the court 100%. I do think that we should make D.C. and Puerto Rico states. I support all of that, but they just don't want to lose power, they being the Republicans. That's why Trump's so afraid. But again, all of these things are unlikely to happen anyway because Democrats are unfortunately very, institutionalist, even when Republicans are not.
But for us, we can do it. It was their idea originally, Obama and Harry Reid, in order to screw the Republicans. And now we can turn it around and we can screw the Democrats and make our country so strong.
So again, he's just making it very clear. It's all about screwing the Democrats. It's all this guy cares about. And it goes on for another minute and a half. So Trump posted that video publicly again, just making it very clear. He's not just privately pressuring. He has declared war on John Thune, and he is putting the screws. He was asked about it today in the Oval Office, and again doubled down on his call to end the filibuster.
To start making concessions to Democrats?
Well, I think it's time for them to end the filibuster and just put everybody back to work. Vote in voter ID, vote in no mail-in voting except for military, faraway military, and people that are very sick. I'd like to see one-day voting. I'd like to see not 65 days of voting from all over the place. No, I'd like to clean up the elections. The border, we've done a great job. We have a great, strong border now. But I'd like to see new rules on immigration that could be fair and good, but rules that you'll never get, rules that they're never going to get. There's so many things we could put in, including tax cuts that we could get, and we could do it all ourselves. But to do that, you have to end the filibuster. The filibuster is, and they'll do it too. They'll immediately do it. What they're going to do is,
he'll let us know what he thinks that we're going to do. I hope he's right that we certainly make exceptions to the filibuster if and when we ever get back into power. I'm not sure we should abolish it wholesale. I think that the more exceptions you add, of course, it just increases the likelihood that the other side will make exceptions, and it's kind of like whittling away at the leg of a particular chair. But yeah, I mean, neither side, neither the Republicans or the Democrats have a principled commitment to the filibuster, nor should they. I mean, Jesus, we have so many anti-majoritarian institutions in this country. And listen, I don't want the Republicans to get rid of the filibuster precisely because we can use it to stop their agenda, but they have every right to do it. I mean, they absolutely have every right to do it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they don't. And we'll get into how some of them are reacting. Ted Cruz weighed in on Fox News. But again, he's talking about trying to pass policies. Like when he's talking about elections, he's convinced that if he makes it much more difficult to vote and limits the time horizon of voting and only one-day voting, no mail-in absentee ballots, that it will reduce turnout and redound to the Republicans' advantage. That used to be the case, but actually not here lately for the past several election cycles. If more people, for example, had shown up to the 2024 election, Donald Trump would have won by a bigger margin. So he's actually screwing his own party in the short term. But I think no matter who wins, Democrat or Republican, you should try to expand the franchise of voting. You should make it easier. You should make it easier to access mail-in ballots. I think they call it ballot harvesting. I think ballot harvesting is fine. I think Republicans should be able to take other Republicans' ballots to the ballot box, drop them off. I think that Republican states should be able to mail ballots out to their constituents, Democrats as well. But I believe win or lose, I just believe in making it as easy as possible to try to maximize the vote. Trump doesn't believe that because he just cares about winning. That's it.
Immediately do it. What they're going to do is, what the Democrats will do is they're going to make Puerto Rico a state. They're going to make D.C. a state. They're going to pack the court. They're going to end up with more electoral votes. They're going to end up with 4 senators because of the 2 states. And they're going to do this 100%. They would have done it except Manchin and Sinema got in their way. They would have done it. So if they're going to do it, I would do it. I would do it before them.
And you think that the longer
like Israel attacked first. That attack was very, very.
And then of course he says Israel, and then his mind wanders away. But again, he looks at it as a preemptive strike. Okay, so again, Axios reporting Trump doubles down on killing the filibuster after election trouncing. Trump again urged Republican senators on Wednesday to kill the filibuster. He did that at that dinner. Now I want to give you some reactions. Okay, so I did a video earlier today about Megyn Kelly. Well, Megyn Kelly, in her very deep anger, actually weighed in on this and surprised me with her restraint. This is what she had to say.
As a legislative proposition in the U.S. Senate, which would be a watershed moment for America. Count me against it. You need minority rights in the Senate. That is just a dangerous move we do not want to take. It's so short-sighted. I understand his frustration completely. Did you know?
So, Megyn Kelly does not believe that Donald Trump should abolish the filibuster because she's worried about how Democrats might use it if the shoe were on the other foot. You know who else feels that same way? Ted Cruz, who was back again on Fox News and kind of publicly defying Trump on this.
I'm sure you were at the Republican breakfast with President Trump. All right, he wants to end the filibuster. Okay, and he's, campaigning on it, talking about it, tweeting on it. He talked to you all at the breakfast meeting. What does Senator Ted Cruz think about this?
Look, the votes are not there to end the filibuster. It is not every president of our lifetime has wanted to end the filibuster, because if you want to move legislation through, the filibuster necessarily slows things down. I can tell you that when Joe Biden was in the White House and Democrats had the House and Senate, it is only the filibuster that stopped us from absolute devastation.
I don't know about absolute devastation, but again, I don't know if Donald Trump's going to prevail here. I do think it's interesting that multiple Republican senators have now expressed either a desire or interest in abolishing the filibuster in accordance with Trump's wishes. But again, he would need to be much more successful. He's going to need to convert very quickly dozens and dozens of Republican senators to change the filibuster. And it looks like many of them are digging their heels in. But there you have it, folks. Donald Trump once again escalating his war against his own party. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.